Steadfast and loyal, that's our motto right here on the hour. Nice of you to stay with us as the program rolls along. Earlier, we showed you this spot here, and now we're going to explain to you what it is. Okay, so way over there is a place called Fort Irwin, California. Just over there a little bit, shift, yep, right there. Well, way down there is Los Angeles, California. This is the Mojave Desert, and over there is the NTC. The NTC is the National Training Center. For a number of years, scores and scores of American soldiers have been trained inside the NTC. The idea is your regiment goes in there, you finish your training, boom, you come out, you pick a rock, and you mark your spot. You can see all kinds of different battalions have marked their spot here in the desert. Now, the military has a way of doing things. There is this military code. But things have changed because the war in Iraq changed. It absolutely affected the American military. You were no longer fighting country against country. It wasn't like that anymore. They were fighting against insurgents. They were fighting against this other group of people that they didn't know, an unknown enemy. So how do you train for that when all your years of experience is training for one kind of war? Well, here's what the American military did. Inside the NTC, they built 12 fake Iraqi villages, hired actual Iraqi nationals to live as Iraqis in an Iraqi town, and then they send in young American soldiers, give them missions, and they try to figure it out. The idea, you get an understanding how to deal here, you have a better shot of living when you go fight in Baghdad. The NTC is doing something fascinating, and we're taking you inside.
So this is U.S. Army's National Training Center. This is the largest, most advanced ground combat training center in the world. We train about 50,000 troops a year, all these troops getting ready for deployment to Iraq or Afghanistan.
And this is the battlefield of the future. We don't have a clear and present danger until the danger is actually upon us. The war of the past was, okay, we knew who the enemy was, we knew the uniform, but not anymore.
And this is more than just it is a training center, but there's a new kind of training going on here, right? Talk about that.
Well, traditionally this used to be the place where you came to learn the big muscle movements of armored, tank mechanized warfare. But now it's all counterinsurgency, and that's our relevance to operations in Iraq, bringing stability and support to the people of Iraq, and you learn those fundamental skills here.
It's for your safety, sir. For everyone's safety, we need to make sure we're letting in the right people and not the wrong people.
We got a mayor of MMR coming over here, and he wants to get in, but they won't let him in unless he gets searched. He doesn't want to get searched. He's a high-ranking official. He wants to be let in. Also, at the same time, we've got people that live in the village that were out doing whatever they were doing, trying to get back in. But with the mayor's meeting, they don't want any issues on the inside, so they're not letting anybody in. So it's kind of upsetting the Iraqi people here.
If you can let them know, we just got to do this for safety. We can search his truck, and once that's clear, we can let them in.
Break down the environment for us, like essentially what's been built over there.
We've got 12 Iraqi villages spread across an area the size of Rhode Island. And in those villages, we have 1,600 role players, 250 of which are Iraqi nationals. And so as the soldiers enter into the villages, the first people that they deal with are what we call the veneer, which is the Iraqis themselves, who are engaging the soldiers with Arabic, and it's a very convincing environment.
What's your least favorite thing to do where things are most likely to go off?
I think it would be like this stuff right here is the crowd control, because it only takes one person to make a situation go to, crap.
Roy, go! Roy!
This place is actually designed to be your worst nightmare. It is designed to be every kind of possible challenge that we can think of to prepare soldiers for Iraq. Everything from IEDs, and they'll hit a unit with over 100 IEDs in the course of the 14 days here in the desert, in the Mojave Desert. And so the Mojave itself is its own series of challenges. You've got 118-degree temperatures here, extremely rocky, rugged terrain, and then we stretch the brigade out so that it's operating over a 30-mile environment.
So the blank comes out and just hits that?
Well, the blank cartridge just goes off, and the concussion is what sets us off. And then an infrared laser, wherever you're hitting at, if you're shooting at it, will hit these.
Yep, and set it off.
And set your miles harness off.
Get back!
How successful has this been in Iraq? and I don't know if you can tell by numbers or whatever, but how's the impact? Where's the impact?
Well, it's not so much the numbers that we've trained that have gone to Iraq, but the feedback we get from the commanders. If it offered them, solutions or ways to think about problem sets in Iraq, and we take that feedback and continually redesign, tweak, scale the program so we provide our customers, the American fighting soldier, the best experience possible.
Like this guy's not understanding what's going on because he doesn't speak English.
Right.
So in the early stages of the war, there was a high probability this guy might get taken down.
You mean shot?
I'm not going to say shot because he would have to display an incredible aggression to get dropped. One, he'd possibly get detained, and two, the probability of him actually being restrained is high. But now the experience here is actually seeing through that. He just doesn't understand what's going on, so therefore they'll handle it in a different manner.
In the early days, all you heard about was shock and awe, and that's not what this is. This is the opposite of shock and awe.
Yeah, this is a thinking man's game. This is counterinsurgency warfare, where you've got to really think through your problem sets. It's not just having a left and right boundary or knowing who your enemy is. It's thinking through a human terrain and learning how to operate with another culture and operate effectively so that you are, to use the old phrase, winning hearts and minds. And that's really what we're geared for with our training now.
And I suppose that's easier said than done, right?
It is. And it's a lot harder than the old conventional forces of force on force, where you would know what time you're hitting an objective and you would hit it with everything you got and punch through it. Now it's about getting in there and negotiating with village chieftains or mayors and working towards win-win solutions, ideally.
Let me tell you, that was a trip inside that training center. It was, the thing you notice is how young the soldiers are. They look like they're 18, 17 years old, some of them. Intense situations. Even the acting part was intense, and those soldiers didn't think they were acting, by the way. They knew what they were going up against. I can't imagine what the real thing would be like, but I suspect neither can they until they get there. By the way, we got an email here. I want to read this for you. This one came in saying, just to let you know, George Buddy, I like that. But George Buddy, just watching your show about the Iraqi training villages. I'm in the Canadian Forces, and we do the exact same thing, except our little Afghanistan is in CFB Wainwright in Alberta. You should mention it on the air. Hello to the boys and girls in CFB Wainwright. So there you go. Maybe we got to go to Wainwright. Hey, Graham, can you get the money together to send us to Wainwright?
Yeah. I'll get on that.
That was a dodge. If you're watching us in Wainwright, good on you. Marcine, thanks very much for the email. It's good to have you watching the program. Next up tonight, though, we've got this.